Chapter 10, Dexter's Yard. We'd begun walking up the hill to where there wasn't no more estates. All the people from the high street seemed to have disappeared. It was like there was a rope dividing the two areas and no one went beyond it. Up there all the buildings were low and everyone lived in houses. Not mansions like Blackheath Common, because those houses were so big it was ridiculous. I was so excited when we turned off the main road. I said to myself, this is it, this is it.
Except it wasn't. Really Mayflower close. Didn't sound like no gangster's hood. It was a dead-end street with new Brookside-type houses. They had small lawns with no fences around them, like in American films. Nah, surely Dexter didn't live in this boring nothing place, right? I expected one of those flash footballer cribs you always look at in the Hello magazine. Delma knocked on the door of number 51. It looked like every other house was there except the front door didn't have any glass window in it, just wood. Dexter's BMW was parked up outside a black, shiny, beautiful.
Some bloke answered the door. Mum, imagine 4 of me rolled into one person, yeah? Well, that's how big this dude was. No lie. I bet he had to walk sideways to get in the door. He pumped fists with Delma, and I hoped he wouldn't do it with me or I'd go flying back into the street. He let us in then, and then he disappeared upstairs, the steps creaking. We walked through to the kitchen. At the back there was the Dext. He had his Kanye West LV diamond trainers up on the table and was stroking this grey and white dog. Mum, I know you like dogs, but it was the fuggliest one I've ever seen. It looked like a cross between a staff bull and a pit bull, and it looked like someone had bashed its face in with a hammer. It was dribbling all over the place too, like one of those inbred fighting dogs. Guess what Dexter said to me? Lucy here will rip your throat out if I tell her to. I nearly wet my pants, no lie.
He gave me a funny look, like he would do it too, kind of staring so that his eyes burned holes in me. It was the same look Delma had sometimes. Yeah, it was exactly the same. Sit, sit, he said. And me and Delmar sat down at the table. It was covered with crumbs and ash and even dog's hairs. The sink was piled up with takeaway packets and all kinds of crap was coming out of the bin. He'd go ballistic, running around with a pan and brush and bleach. I'd never seen Dexter close up before. Delmar was 15 but looked older. Dexter was 19 but looked his age. So they both kind of looked the same age. Close up I could see that mega chain round Dexter's neck had a big pendant that said Death Row Records, and I saw his ring. Rah! It was so cool. It was 3 gold rings on 3 fingers with 1 gold band across it that said Thug Love.
Dexter's baseball cap had a curved peak. Damn, styles were always changing so fast. I had to tell Adie.
Dexter had dark brown patches on his face and teeth that stuck out. Man didn't need braces, even so he had a golden tooth with a diamond inside it. Then Dexter threw the dog off his lap and hoped it wouldn't jump out at me. I didn't want that manky thing nowhere near me. Yuck! Dexter leaned his elbows on the table, like he was about to say something important. I felt dirty just sitting in that kitchen.
Look here, JJ. Everything will be cool if you just follow the rules. See what I have here? Nice house and everything. And I ain't even 20 yet. You too, blood. You too. In time, all this will be yours. Seen? He waved his arms around the kitchen like he was Marlon Brando in The Godfather, and we was...
Keep your mouth shut about whatever you do for me. I don't care if the feds catch you. We've never met. Don't even think of snaking on me. Even if I was in prison, I control these roads. Understand? I nodded my head, hoping he could see I could be trusted. Then he said, "You've got a mum and a cute little sister, Chantal, right?" He eyeballed me again. Mum? I was so shocked. Then I looked over at Delmar, who looked away. WTF. Next up, once you're in, so you have a choice right now, JJ. You can just walk out that door and everything is cool, or you can stay. But if you stay, you're repping me. Do you feel me, JJ? I feel you, Dexter. Are you in, JJ?
Sure I am. The words came out before I even thought of them. You know how I said I was angry after Deadford. with my head all foggy and stuff. Well, it's like I'd just been slapped in the face and was waking up. What have I got myself into? Then I pulled this brown ransack from under his chair, opened it and took out a pistol and laid it on the table.
OMG! Oh my god! I'd never seen a gun before. I'd never even seen a replica before. I knew it was a pistol. It wasn't gold-plated neither, but it was black, and the handle was made of wood. It looked heavy. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I didn't even want to pick it up. It just looked so, deadly. This weapon here can kill a man, Dexter said, eyeballing me. It was like he was warning me. Mum, I wanted to run out of that house and back down the hill. But what would I say to Delmar afterwards? He'd have nothing to do with me, and then I'd be on my jacks. Or just me and Adrian again. No projection, no nothing. All I wanted was to make some money and stay safe, Mum. But I felt like I was already stuck in too deep.
Dexter gave me this twisted grin, but I didn't feel like smiling back. He told Delmar to take me into the sitting room while he sorted stuff out. The sitting room was 2 small rooms knocked into one. The curtains was closed and it stank of stale smoke and sweat. Didn't nobody open any windows in that place? Didn't nobody know it was so hot outside everyone was breathing like they had asthma? The first half of the room had a big white leather sofa and armchairs, all covered in plastic. There was a blue carpet, a low table, and a sideboard with Bose speakers. In the back half of the room there was a pool table, which was pretty cool. I remember thinking how you, me and Chantel could really spread out in a pad like this. I know what you're thinking. Yep, that was a 50-inch plasma telly. Amazing. The kind that cost thousands of pounds. I'd never seen one so big in real life.
Delmar sat down and put on the telly. I just stood, and when he told me to sit, I ignored him. He just shrugged and said, "You'll get my BMX soon anyway." Then he started zapping between channels. Sky, hundreds of them. A bit later, Dexter came in with 4 packages, really small, like the size of tea bags. They fitted in my pocket easy. He gave me the addresses on a piece of paper and told me to meet Delmar inside the chip shop near my school once I'd finished the delivery. That's when he put the flick knife in my hand. It had a black handle and was about 6 inches long. WTF! "You can keep it. I have plenty more," he said, laughing. Nah, I don't need it," I said, backing away from it. But Dexter took my hand, opened my palm, slapped the knife into it, closed my fingers over it, and squeezed my fist so hard I almost yelped like a puppy dog when you've stepped on its feet. "You'll be thanking me if you need to use it. Understand?" Before I could say anything else, he almost pushed me towards the door. "All right, soldier," he said, slapping me on the back. "Yeah, cool."